up, everybody? This is Mico the Entrepreneur, and I am here with Red, the person behind Gig Wars Official, the Situation Room, Gig House Official, and everything else. So please stop what you're doing, go ahead and get ready, and we're going to enjoy this conversation. But first, before we get started with the interview, I do have a sponsor, and we are going to go ahead and start the sponsorship because I am very excited and happy because I couldn't get it out of my mouth. So, basically, people such as me as a content creator, YouTubers, podcasters, we use some sort of streaming platform to go live or record our videos. I think you should use StreamYard. Why? Because it's easy to use. It's easy
Hmm.
to use. It's a great platform. You can start for free. So if you click on the link right now in the description, start for free. I think it's about 15 days. Then you can go to the basic plan and you go to the pro plan if you like. So do me a favor, go with the best streaming user friendly platform there is, which is StreamYard, brought to you by Mico. All right.
That's,
Thank you
that's what I
guys.
use. I use Streamyard.
Yes. Yes.
Hmm.
How do you like
Oh,
StreamYard?
I love it. I love it. I love it. I've asked Cody many months back to if he could research and find me an alternative that was maybe like a little less expensive. And I say that because I have the a larger package. Um,
Right.
and there just wasn't anything that could do
Okay.
everything that StreamYard can do for
Right.
what I need. And if there was, like, it just, if there was, the price was just so like comparable that the
Mhm.
learning curve and the little bit of stuff that, or the little bit of extra stuff that StreamYard had, it was just like, it wasn't worth changing. So, no, I'm very
Okay.
happy with StreamYard. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna bring some new people to StreamYard. Hopefully, if they click that link below, and then we'll go from there. So I want to get into how Gig Awards official got started.
My competitive nature is what
Wow.
um, is what kicked it off. I will tell you, excuse me, when I started streaming, um, first of all, it was like it was really weird at first for me. Um, but then I got so used to it that like even I when I'm in my car, if I'm not streaming, I feel weird. Um,
Mm,
but I always had an open panel where
okay.
people could join the panel with me. I always had it that way. And so, in
Okay.
fact, I do believe that I'm the first YouTuber in the gig space to have the open panel um,
Okay.
during like day streams while we're actively working. But so I enjoy having people with me while I'm working in my car. It's like at a W-2, typically you're not alone, right? You have
Right.
coworkers.
Yeah.
So this is like our lunchroom, if you will. Um, and but my competitive nature, I asked somebody who was in my chat one day to have a competition with me because I just thought it would be fun, right? And that person denied me. I asked another person, they denied me. Um, but I didn't give up. And then I asked the third person, and they said yes. And we live streamed it, and it was a blast. He and I had so much
Wow.
fun. We had so much fun. Um, and not only did we have fun, I think that the audience had fun. I noticed that my watch hours and engagement during that 4-day war was like it had increased dramatically. Um, then I went away on a trip to go visit my
Mhm.
kid in Las Vegas, and somebody had asked me prior to leaving for my trip if, when I return, if I would have a war with them. I
Mhm.
said, yeah, yeah, yeah. And then, a couple weeks went by, and I, to be honest with you, had kind of lost some interest, but because it was a lot of work. It was a lot of work.
Mm.
You got to make the thumbnails. Um, it was just a lot of work. And we had Cody uh, keeping score, and he used, I think he used Excel spreadsheet, maybe. I can't be
Okay.
100% certain on what he used. And like, he would check in with me, he would check in with the other person that I was having a war with. It was just a lot. So I didn't actually pursue this second person to go to war. They pursued me. And because they were so interested and passionate about it, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. Well, that person also had shared it with a couple of other people, and we ended up having 6 people who wanted to do it.
Okay.
We did it for 7 days, and it was even more fun than the first one.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we made so much money, all of us. It was crazy. And because we were all together, it didn't even feel like we were working. And my the engagement and the watch hours on the channel, I was like, oh my God, people do like this.
Right.
And I was so thankful to her for pushing me because, as I said, like it was so much work. I was kind of like, I don't really want to do this. Um, and then we did a third one.
Mm.
And that is when, I had somebody say to me, you know what, you really need to trademark this. And it's not that people haven't had competitions before, they have.
Right.
We just took we took it to the next level in a
Hmm.
way it had never been done before. And yeah, so your question was, how did Gig Wars get started? That's the answer. It was just sparked by my competitive nature. Growing up, I was, in almost every sport possible, and even wanted to do sports that I wasn't allowed to do.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's how it started.
So tell the audience, how do you get started with if someone wanted to participate in one of the wars? Is it an app that you download? Is it where do you put numbers? Do I tell, if I wanted to participate, do I tell you how much I made for the day? Do I put it somewhere? Tell us about
So
that process.
good, good question. So, um, as I previously mentioned, Cody was, I mean, I to this day, I don't know how he did it, actually, because he was participating in these wars. And remember, initially it was just me and one person, and then the second war had
Mm,
6 people, the third war had 6 people,
right.
and Cody was participating. So I knew that he had his hands full. And one day, a lady came into my chat, and I had previously engaged with her in a Discord, um, like many, many, many months prior. Um, Had never spoken to her personally or anything like that. Just,
Mhm.
some interaction, but she's an app developer. And so I just threw it out there, never expecting her to say yes. But I said,
Mhm.
hey, can you make an app for me so that Cody doesn't have to do what he's doing? And she said, yes, she could. So
Mm.
we had, yeah, so yeah, that's what I said. Um, so, so we had like maybe an hour-long conversation, and she got to work, and I was amazed. Um,
Mm.
and this was like the really like primitive version of the app, right? And she was an Android developer.
Okay.
And so initially it was only going to be Android because that is what her skill was.
Mhm.
And I mean, I knew that I wanted it to go to iOS also, but baby steps, one step at a time, right? Like, let's get this done first and get
Mhm.
it perfected or, up and running and usable. And then, maybe she can learn iOS. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how hard this is. It's not my forte, right?
Right.
And um, somehow Gary Middleton got wind of what the hell we were doing. And he popped in my chat one day and he was like, hey, Red, hi, I'm an iOS developer. And I was like, what?
Wow.
And he said, can we talk? And I said, yeah. And next thing I knew, he had hit me up. He found me on Discord, started communicating. We exchanged phone numbers, and then he and I had like an hour-long conversation. And
Mm.
he was on board. He's like, I'm sorry. Um, he's like, this is cool. I would like to do the iOS part for you, and that way you don't have to wait. And and the Gig Wars app was born with, the contributions from the two of them. Unfortunately, I did part ways with the original developer. Nothing personal, I adore her. I think she's very smart. Just unfortunately, the skill set of the two developers didn't
Mhm.
mesh. And
Okay.
so Gary would be here with the iOS, but we're still over here with Android. And
Mhm.
he was helping so much that he might as well have been doing it. And
Right.
it for my needs and where I was trying to go with this, it's just easier. It was better for the project to have him because it took out all the time and effort that he would have to put into communicating and explaining to her and helping her because she was a brand new developer, right?
Mhm.
So that was unfortunate and you got to remember how it started, right? I was just sitting in my car and she showed up and it was just like a spur of the moment thing. So that, it was not an easy decision.
Mhm.
And it was not one that I wanted to make. It was something that for the better of the end users, it was the decision that I feel I had to make. And yeah, so fast forward, we've had many updates on the app and
Mhm.
it's available on both Play stores. But to answer your question, how do you now participate in wars and how do you enter your numbers? There is an app. There is not a human being that has to run around getting information from everybody. And not only is like the current information there, but like from wars past, anybody can go in and look
Mhm.
at people's profiles, see what state they're in, what type of vehicle they use, what apps they use. Um, yeah, there's a Discord. There's a Gig Wars Discord, and that information is within the app. So that's a place where people can communicate and call out somebody like, hey, I'd like to challenge you to a war, or hey guys, I'm going to create this war. I've got 15 slots, so 15 of you can join. Yeah, I mean, we're still in our very, very early stages.
Hmm.
We're coming up on a year. It will be, I think, like mid March when the channel shifted from basically me in the car just doing my
Hmm.
ride along live streams to actually being Gig Wars official.
Wow. Okay.
Did I miss anything, do you think?
No, but I did. I heard about Gary Middleton. He seems like a nice guy. Do you want to drop his website or how to get in touch with him if someone else looking for an app?
Gary'sApps.com, no apostrophe, Gary'sApps.com. So, I mean, Gary's got a slew of apps, right? He's got the Duh app for Door Dashers. Fortunately, it's only on Android. Um,
Okay.
Maximo, Flex Alert. He's going to kill me, but I think there's another one.
Okay.
So pretty much no matter what app you use, he's got them out there. And Gary was a safety guy, and that's what prompted him to start making these particular apps because they do things like auto decline or auto accept for you. So you put in your parameters. Like if you can't stand a particular restaurant, you can block the restaurant. So
Mhm.
those orders never hit your phone. That doesn't mean that it doesn't
Mhm.
affect your ratings on the app. It just
Right.
means you don't have to decline it while you're driving if you know that you're not going to take that order anyway. Um,
Okay.
or if it's if $2 a mile is what you want to work for, and the offer comes in and it's $2 a mile, then it will accept it for you, so that you don't have to take your eyes off of the road and fiddle with your phone.
Okay. Okay. Hey, Gary. All right. So we talked about gig war officials. Now, how did Gig House come about?
So Gig House was also a concept that I had, back to the whole competition thing of taking competition to the next level. So Gig Wars Official has a team of drivers. There's currently 5 of us. I'm gonna say that I believe that I am the weakest link on the team.
Really? No.
Yes, yes. Those guys are amazing. They are amazing. Every single one of them is a multi-apper. Um, every one of them is like a top tier driver on at least one app. Most of them
Mhm.
more than one. They can make as much money as they want, really, like within reason. There's only
Mhm.
so many hours in a day that you can work, but they amaze me almost every day with what they can do. So, um, and they're funny. They are funny, funny guys. So the concept of Gig House is competition to the next level, where it would be kind of like a Big Brother style thing, if you will, where the team, who are all, top-notch drivers, every one of us knows what we're doing and we can make money. Um, and I believe that any one of us can do it in any market at any time.
Okay.
So, would be that other drivers would engage in competition against members on the team. So let's say you are a contestant. Perhaps on a particular day, you and me personally go to war on Instacart. Now I know that I don't think you have the Instacart app, but let's just pretend that you did for a moment.
Okay.
So perhaps the challenge is between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m., you and I are in an Instacart war. And maybe Felon and some guy named Doug are in a DoorDash war.
Okay.
And this person is in a war with that. And so there's all these wars going on. If you, the contestant, beat the GWO team member, you're safe for that
Okay.
day. If you do not beat the GWO team member, you're up for eviction.
Mm.
So, and then, typical reality show style, you're going to have the team members. We're going to be able to watch what's going on in the house, like in the main areas. And we're going to hear them
Mm-hmm.
talking smack to each other about us. We're going to be, responding without them hearing. Obviously, we're going to be talking a little bit of smack also. And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so, and then ultimately the person who wins will walk away with it with a cash prize. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so I did have a company who, and I say did, had a company who said that they were very interested, and the cash prize I was thinking of, I was thinking 10,000, a minimum of 10,000. They're like, yeah, Red, no
Mm-hmm.
problem. They've gone out of business.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Hmm. So kind of back to square one on that. But I mean, if they were interested, I don't think it'll be too difficult to find another interested party.
Okay. So you mentioned the evictions that happens. Does it take place daily or is it a weekly type of eviction?
No, so I was thinking like the filming of the show, and of course it's not all set in stone, but this is the
Mhm.
concept that the filming would take place like that it's 5 or 7 days,
Mhm.
the actual wars. So that the contestants would be living in their house for the 5 or 7 days, and GWO team members would be living in their house. And ideally, these houses should be like across the street from each other on the same property, so that we also see each other. And like I expect GWO team members to be going into the contestant's house and going
Mhm.
to have dinner with them or whatever.
Right.
Um, so yeah, ideally, I'm thinking like a week, and that ideally filming should be somewhere probably centrally located in the country I mean, these are just my thoughts,
Mhm.
just to cut down on travel for just about everybody, right? Because it's easier for me
Right.
from Philly to get to somewhere in the middle of the country than it is to the West Coast, and vice versa.
Okay. So with the Situation Room, is that more under Gig House or Gig Wars or both?
Gig or the Situation Room is hosted on the Gig House channel, but
Okay.
I currently stream it to the Gig Wars channel. But at some point in time, that will stop. I just don't know when that point in time will be. But um, yeah, that channel's not growing as quickly as I had hoped. But that is because I don't put a lot of, I don't put in as much effort as I should
Okay.
because there's always tomorrow, right? I got a lot of, I got a lot on my plate. I'm a busy lady. So,
Okay. So let's just say once this interview air and it's going to go out to so many other people and it's going
hmm
to get that it's going to be shared and it's going to get thousands of views or millions of views, I hope.
hmm
What would you say to the investor or investors who want to invest in uh, Gig House Official?
Oh my God, that's a tough one, Mico. I I don't know. I think that so like I mean, I think it's a great opportunity for people to get involved in something that's never been done. Excuse me, in the space that I make my money in, that you make your money in, that damn near half this country actually make their money in, and I believe is the way of the future. And unfortunately, I believe that not everybody who uses our services um,
Mhm.
really understands what it is we do. And I think that there's a good percentage of people that don't value what we do. And this would be an opportunity, I think, to help showcase what really goes on. Um, and we're not dumb people. We're not dumb
Mhm.
people. There are a lot of people that do the work we do that are very highly educated. I'm educated. I just no longer choose to work for somebody else. And this afforded me the opportunity to work for myself by my own rules. Yes, I have to follow terms of services of the platforms that I choose to use, but I work when I want. I decide what jobs I want to do. I
Mhm.
decide if I'm no longer going to do a job. Um, it's really freeing and a very flexible way to work, and I feel like so much better about my life that I'm no longer controlled by the man, W-2. When I say the man, I don't mean a man, I mean, you know,
Right. Right. Okay. Well, before we close out, I know on the ticker, people can see like where to follow you but if you can just kind of mention where you are on different platforms and then we'll go from there.
where that's a long list, Mico. So my main channel on YouTube is Gig Wars Official, but there's also Gig House Official. So that's Gig underscore House underscore Official. That's YouTube. I'm on, so every other platform I'm going to name, the channel name to find is Gig Wars Official. Um,
Okay.
IG, X, TikTok, D Live, Twitch, Rumble, pretty much Mico, if there's a place for it, I'm there. Um, so when I go on StreamYard, I just click that button and I go to these places magically because StreamYard is the bomb.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, guys, there you have it. So now you know more about Red, Gig Wars Official, Gig House Official, the Situation Room. Please go out to the all the channels on different platforms. follow, like, share. Investors, if you're out there and you like this concept, this idea, please reach out to her. She is looking for someone to go to the next level with Gig House Official. So there you have it. Thank you guys for
Oh,
watching. Oh,
so
go
then
ahead.
can I say my email address then is
Yes.
gigwarsofficial@gmail.com. And just one other thing I want to say, Mico, before we leave is that I didn't name the team members who work really, really, really hard, not just at gig work itself, but
Mhm.
in having their presence on the channel, and they're not all content creators. So it's not like they're there to grow their own brand. They're there because they believe in what we are doing. And
Mhm.
here comes my little cat. Hi, baby. Bye, baby. Baby, baby. Um, so we
She
got
wanted to
Cody
say
C.
bye.
Yeah. So we got Cody C, who's the fellow I referenced earlier, who was, putting all these numbers in. He takes care of a lot of the technical stuff for me. Um,
Mhm.
so we got Cody C. We got Gigan, Gigan in the Great North. He's our Tesla driver, who he does have a channel, but he really doesn't do much content. I'm really trying to encourage him to start doing content. He talks a lot about paying off debt. So I was like, there's so many people who would be so interested in that. He is just doesn't have the time. He has a W-2, full-time W-2, and a full-time gig worker. But if you guys ever catch him on the channel, pay attention to the things he does and the things he says, because he is, not only is he really, really nice, everybody on the team is really nice. Not only
Mhm.
is he nice, um, but that man is smart as hell. Um, we got the dashing felon. He's in California. He's a young guy. His name is Nick. Um, he initially was a viewer and hung out with us, mostly in the chat, but sometimes he would come on panel. And I just really I fell in love with his personality and
Mhm.
his backstory. And I believe you're going to interview him soon, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So
He
we'll talk
when
more
you
about that.
when you really get to talk to him, you will like it won't take very long into the interview where you are like, oh shit, I know what she's talking about. He is an amazing, amazing, amazing young man. And then we've got Token, who you almost never see. He does most of his gig work at night when we're not live, although sometimes he does hang out on Felon's channel. Token is not a content creator. That might change. He currently has a W-2 by day. I'm not really sure what's going on there. If
Mhm.
the W-2 situation changes, then you guys will see a lot more of him. Token, I met in April of last year when he joined as a contestant of Gig Wars episode 3 or 4, and he walked away the winner, making $3,400, I think it was, in 7 days. So that's why he was invited to the team.
Wow.
Again, and a super, super, super nice, nice, and smart, very hardworking young man. That's all I had to say. I just wanted to talk about the team members.
Okay. Yeah, not a problem. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. And I will see you in the next interview.
Thank you, Mico.